Hi Kate and Jade. In this review, I'll talk about what's real and what's not real in this Korean drama. By the way, I'm very suitable to discuss this drama because I'm a programmer. I've participated in numerous hackathons, I work with 2 startups, and I also invest in self-driving cars. Let me do a quick introduction. This Korean drama is a Netflix original released in late 2020. The female lead, her name is Shodami. She becomes the CEO of a startup, and the male lead, his name is Nando-san, and he becomes the CTO of this startup. And of course, the 2 of them will be in a relationship. Let me switch on to the focus on the screen. The first episode of this drama is my favorite because it is very touching. It starts with a flashback to 20 years ago when Shodami's father, he quits his job so that he can start his own company. And in this scene, Shodami's mother, the wife, actually left them and they split up the 2 girls. So I can relate this very well since I have 2 daughters, Kate and Jade. If I tell your mommy I'm going to quit my job and not have income for the next few years, but wait, I don't have a job to begin with. The drama is very touching because in this first episode, the daddy, while rushing to a meeting with investors, he got into a car accident. He went to the meeting, he pitched to the investors, and he successfully got the funding. So this is where he successfully got the funding, but it's at a cost. As you can see, he is seriously injured. He called Shodami and tell her the good news and that he will now be able to afford buying the things that she likes, such as fried chicken. This part is super touching. He bought the fried chicken for Shodami and is on his way home. But there is something seriously wrong. He died on the bus. So this part is where I really have tears in my eyes. When Shodami grows up, just like her father, she quits her job and she joined a startup accelerator program. Because I've been through a startup accelerator program, I know that this part is ridiculous. This is where the participants play this game to select the CEO for each team. So what they did is that they will give a keyword and then the participants have to type in 5 more words that's related to this keyword. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, when I think about it, it is actually quite a genius way to select CEO in the shortest time. Because a CEO usually they know trends and they know the keywords that's related to a particular subject. In Hitler, it takes 1 to 2 months to finally to select your members and then create your own team, and not 30 minutes like in this drama. At the end of the hackathon, they will have a pitch or a demo day. So this part is real. The founders will have around 6 minutes to pitch on the stage, and they'll usually do it very well because they'll memorize word by word. I know that because I've done that before. I've pitched on stage 8 years ago, so I'll link to that video of my pitch. So to me, this part is totally ridiculous because now the engineers are loading their software into a microcomputer that the judge has provided. So it's a very impromptu thing that I don't think is possible for anybody to just do that on stage. But these are genius. They are the 0.001% top programmers in the world. This is a Raspberry Pi, and I happen to play with it a few years ago. I think in 2012, I actually bought this Raspberry Pi too. So let me show you. Yeah, it looks like this. A very small computers with some ports. Here I got a Wi-Fi dongle. This is a box that contains a piece of soap. So I just cut out some holes and I put in this microcomputer. It's small and it can run a lot of things. One thing is quite real about this is that usually there's just one engineer who's there working behind on the keyboard while the rest of them are just looking. with that eye power. Most of the tech stuff in this drama is real, including the ransomware episodes. But what's not so real is that usually hackers, they are targeting big companies to ransom money from them. And they would ransom startups because they wouldn't have money to pay off anyway. And what happens here is like the hacker seems to have all their data, including their source code, their design files. And that is not so real because in most cases, all this data storage is decentralized. You'll probably have some backups somewhere, so not everything is lost. Let's look at some of the codes that are fresh in this drama. Here actually there are codes that are C++ and Java. You can see auto RNG. So all the codes that you see here are nothing special. There are also some other codes that I've seen. They are usually to do with mandate file loading. There are two business ideas in this drama. And the first one is called Numgil, which is actually a mobile app for the blind to see what's in front of them. They wanted to create this app because Sudami's grandma is going to be blind. The second business idea is a self-driving car like Tesla. It was revealed later why Sudamis want to do that because her dad was killed in a car accident. She hoped no one will die again in accident like that. And here what you are seeing is that they are trying to detect if a driver is falling asleep by detecting if the eyes is closed or not. And in fact, I've done this 8 years later with a hackathon project of mine. I'll include the link and the video here. Being a Korean drama, of course, there will be love story. And there are actually two pairs of couples in this drama. The first couple is between the CEO and the CTO. I'm actually quite surprised that this drama didn't elaborate more on the tensions between the investors and these founders, because generally investors doesn't like founders who are dating one another. They'll be thinking, what if you two break up? Will you be emotional or will you be rational? The second pair of couple is between the designer and the engineer in the company. But more often than not, when you're working on the same product, it is best that you don't date one another. Because imagine the designer giving the engineer a very difficult task, a user face design that she changed over and over again, or the engineer criticizing the work of the designer. It's going to be a very complicated relationship at home and also in office. Yet it's not impossible. In the company that I work for, we have a very good record of having a handful of successful couples. So if you're looking for a good job and also good love, you might want to consider joining Shopback. This drama is also inspiring because the three poor nerds has become three rich, confident men after working for 3 years in San Francisco. And Trusan, he is so charming and confident now that he is doing vlogs. Wow. Trusan is the engineer who dates the designer later on. If you're a designer and you think that the engineer that you are working with is nerdy, childish, and not charming, do give him a chance and at least not strike him out. Kate Jade, one final tip for you. When you graduate, you might want to consider working for a company first to gain experience, gain your confidence, and in the process save some money. By the time you have money, experience, and confidence, it is safer for you to go out there and do what you love. I hope you won't be caught in the machine forever. Bye bye.